Hello and welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow Season 10. It's been 10 seasons of empowering small businesses such as yourself and hand-holding and guiding you in your growth journey. I'm Sunanda Jayaseelan. On the show tonight, a very special Diwali series talking to brands, talking to entrepreneurs about the festive season, talking demand, talking uptick in prices, and going forward, what is the sentiment going to be like? All of that in this limited edition series. Tonight, I'm in conversation with two celebrities who are heavily invested in the entrepreneurial space. First up, joining us live will be Soha Ali Khan, actress, and she's someone who needs no introduction, of course. Also on the show, our second guest who needs no introduction as well, Masaba Gupta. Soha, so good having you here with us on the Leaders of Tomorrow and, just talking all things clothing and talking really about brands and brand positioning. And maybe my first question to you tonight can be really to talk to me about why this particular brand, why W, why did you decide to choose this brand?
See, as a working woman, I know that I enjoy making a style statement. So I want to wear something that is fun, that is suitable for the occasion, of course, but something that is also practical. Now, when we leave the house, often we don't come back till the evening, and we have multiple engagements. Sometimes you have to go and pick up your children from school or attend a meeting at school. Sometimes you have a work meeting. Sometimes you're going for lunch or dinner and you don't come back till the night. So you want an outfit that complements different occasions. You want something that is, of course, beautiful, but also with beauty, comfort is becoming very important to women. They want something that is practical. And again, as I'd say, something that is unique, something that sets you apart.
Just talk to us about perhaps what unique lines or trends is being offered under W for working women professionals. Soha?
I would say W as a brand, firstly, is already really establishing itself. Today we're here for the launch of their new Festive collection, but they have so many collections that are already in existence. And they really they tell a story whereby I personally wearing it right now, for example, I'm wearing something from their new Festive collection. I feel confident. I feel like I don't need to be wearing necessarily a Western pantsuit to be able to be at a meeting, to be in a corporate setting. Now, we see women more and more being comfortable, embracing their femininity, and yet being confident. You don't have to renounce all the things that make you a woman to continue to be in a work setting, which was traditionally been male-dominated. And I really enjoy wearing feminine clothes. I think a lot of my confidence comes from also being able to look like I'm standing out. I feel like people notice you when you're wearing something that is striking. And I think that the brand also embodies that philosophy.
We're seeing this huge surge when it comes to women and people really coming back into the workplaces, and that's bringing the focus back as far as dressing for the workplace is concerned. In your opinion and in your role, as a working person, as a working woman, and as someone who's spent so many years in the spotlight, the role that clothing and the role that outfits play, whether it's Indian, whether it's Western, especially for women, what's your take on that?
I've always said we should wear what we want to. And when you wear something that you enjoy wearing, that you feel you look good in, it does translate into, you just carrying yourself better, your head is a little bit higher, your posture is a little bit better, you feel more confident, you look more confident. And I think, gone are the days where people only wear Western wear. Like I went to, a trailer launch yesterday and some people were wearing pantsuits. I was wearing like a very feminine ball gown. People wear saris, people wear kurtas. What I like about W as a brand is also they have a lot of fusion ethnic wear. And I think that's really interesting. I love our culture. I love our fashion in India. We have so much to play with in terms of silhouettes. They're not just boring silhouettes. Right now, it's tough to tell whether I'm wearing pants or whether I'm wearing a skirt, whether I'm wearing a kurta, how many layers there are also. And I think that adds a lot of mystery and a lot of magic.
So one thing that perhaps a lot of our viewers don't know and gives me great pleasure to talk about is the fact that You have a background in banking, I understand, and have a deep understanding of finances and the financial world. And the reason I'm saying it gives me great pleasure to talk about that is because we do a dedicated segment on finance for entrepreneurs, and we bring them all kind of expert views and advice. And I really love to get your thoughts just to set the ball rolling as far as the importance of just understanding finance, especially for young working professionals.
Absolutely. I would say that firstly, we need to demystify finances. It's really not that complicated, and you should not delegate this to your husband, to your brother, to your sister, to your accountant even. It's very important for you to know your finances, know how much money is coming in and how much is going out, and to be in control of your finances. Financial independence doesn't just mean you earn your own money. It also means that you control your own money. And I think that is something that women are learning more. If you don't know, if you're really mystified by markets and equities and shares and bonds, you can learn about it. And there are actually also groups of women that teach women how to be financially independent. They're very accessible to you. So it's very important to become smart and literate in finances. As I said, it's not complicated. Whether it comes to filing your tax returns or, your GST or things like that, it's very easily done, and I would encourage everyone to do it.
Since we're talking all things festive season and we're talking about money and finance and financial savings and investments, a lot of us tend to go overboard. We want to splurge, we want to spend money during the festive season. How do you ensure that you're balancing your savings, your investments along with shopping?
I think firstly, spend only what you have. You need to have a disposable income, and then you need to have an income that is for things like rent, things like, your bills, your children's education, those things, medicines. A lot of things also come out of the blue, like medical expenses. When you're not planning for them, it's important to plan for the unforeseen. Festivals don't need to be about expensive things. You can also do things like reusing, recycling. I think those are things that we encourage, certainly now with children. We preach recycling and reusing. Even when it comes to clothes, it's not important to always buy something new. You can also give your existing outfits a new twist. And I would say, again, what becomes smart is buying clothes. Like, for example, if you come to a store like this, you can find something here that is versatile. So you're not buying something that you'll just wear once. You're buying something that you can wear on multiple occasions, whether it's a business setting, whether it's a festive setting. And I think that's the kind of smart retail purchases that we need to make.
Any advice on being financially independent? Because you're someone, of course, who's financially independent. So what has your own experience taught you?
Firstly, as I said, it's about, I believe true empowerment comes from becoming financially independent. So it's very important to try and have a source of income that is your own, because when you have your own income, then you can make your own choices. And that's what we all want to do. We don't want other people telling us how to live our lives. So firstly, you try and attain that. Of course, all these things come from, firstly, securing a good education, investing in that. And it really helps if you have an environment that supports that, whether it's your parents that support, even a girl's education from a young age. I would say things like saving also are very important, even from a young age. If you learn the value of saving, like I remember when I was young, my father told me, I can either give you 500 rupees now, or you give me that 500 rupees and I will give you 50 rupees every August for the rest of your life. And I thought I'd rather have the 500 rupees now. But he told me about the importance of saving and interest and banking and, banking your money and earning from your own money. And then for as long as he lived, he gave me 50 rupees every August.
We do this limited edition series on the leaders of tomorrow, where we speak with celebrities like yourself who've chosen to turn entrepreneur or investor and either have their own brands or in investing in other brands. Have you looked at this space? Would you consider looking at this space? What would perhaps be that criteria if you were to look at this space for you to get interested? What can you tell us?
Absolutely. There's so many small, middle, size businesses that are growing now, and, venture capitalism and private equity. And these are words that are becoming now more commonplace. the spirit of entrepreneurship is also flourishing in certainly cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi. I myself actually have never been involved in business before as an entrepreneur, but it is certainly something that I'm considering when I think about securing my future, when I think about my child and investing in her future. So whether it's fashion, whether it's education, whether it's these are two areas that we're looking at in terms of also my husband and I, Kunal and I, talk about becoming entrepreneurs for the future. The idea, of course, is to be able to find the right investment, the right startup, so that you are successful. And sometimes it is a bit of a gamble. So I would say, again, when it comes to things like this, think carefully about the money that you're investing and only invest what you can afford to invest.
All right, Soha. So good having you here, and thank you for making your debut on the Leaders of Tomorrow. I'll slip into a short break. On the other side, we're going to continue talking all things fashion and festive season. That's a conversation coming up with Masaba Gupta. Do stay tuned. We're back in just a moment. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. Tonight, our second conversation on this Diwali series is with Masaba Gupta. In this freewheeling conversation with my colleague Ritwika Gupta, Masaba Gupta speaks amongst other things about the festive period, talks about trends and the omni-channel approach as far as retailers in India are concerned. Listen in.
Thank you so much, Masaba, for joining us on this very special edition of Leaders of Tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
So, Masaba, I want to dive straight into understanding the festive wear market, since we are just, about to, the wedding season, the festive season is just going to, just around the corner. So, tell me, what's your sense like, especially after the last 2 years of subdued festivities? Are you seeing a uptick in demand?
Absolutely. I think more than demand, I sense that the spirit in the air is actually much more joyous than the last couple of years, because and I feel like it's possibly more joyous than even 2019, before the pandemic hit us. And I think that people are in the mood to celebrate. They're in the mood to, I think, even the smallest of festivals and the biggest of festivals like Diwali, I think they're celebrating everything. And I think that it's just the thing that I think everyone's discovered, how short life is, how frivolous it all is, and how it can all just be gone in a flash. So I think there's definitely a high celebration in the air. I think with demand, what's happened is that I think people are no longer waiting for an occasion to buy clothes for. I think that they've become, rather than becoming seasonal shoppers, they today are investing in pieces that make them feel good on a daily basis. And I think that's something that's really changed, because India, as we know, is a very festival, wedding-driven market. But I think what's happening is we're seeing a very serious churn of clothing all year round. So I think that's pretty amazing.
Tell me, what does the Indian woman consumer want when it comes to festive wear? Are they looking at more contemporary stuff, lightweight stuff, as opposed to your lehengas and saris and the traditional wear?
I think the Indian consumer, the Indian woman, has become very comfort driven. And that's a great sign, because I think for so many years we've seen Indian women wear clothes that they don't necessarily feel comfortable or themselves in. And I think that's changed. They want to be themselves. They want to wear the outfit and not have the outfit wear them, So that's a huge shift in consumer behavior. And I think what's happened is that as we see weddings have become more intimate, everything, I think every moment in your life has kind of become intimate. You want to celebrate with near and dear ones. So you want garments, you want apparel that supports that, I think the idea of conscious buying has also kicked in. So something as simple as, a lehenga that you buy for a couple of lakhs but you can't wear again is really playing on the mind of so many women.
Right.
So they want to be able to recycle their clothes. They want to be able to wear things that they can pass down through generations, or they can probably borrow from generations. And that's pretty wonderful, because we as a brand at House of Masaba are so focused on comfort. I find that comfort is luxury, and I find that if you're comfortable, you'll always look good.
Right.
So to me, it's a statement to be able to be comfortable in what you wear and pick clothes as per that. So it's great for us, because I think we're seeing a large trend of people who want to be more frequent shoppers.
Right.
But also shop for things that are kind of trendy and dressy to wear on a daily basis,
Right.
So it's interesting, but I think we'll probably be another 2-3 years behind global markets, where ready to wear, or pret, as they say, is something that people are really heavily wanting to invest in.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me, how is House of Masaba gearing up for the festive season and the upcoming wedding season? Are there new product launches?
Well, yes, we just launched our festive collection, and this time we've given equal attention to both the menswear and the women's wear, which is very special to me. So that's out now, and I think that's one of my most special collections every year, because I think that's where I truly have to transform myself as a designer and cater to women who want to be dressed beautifully for festivals, but also want to be comfortable and want to make a statement. So it's a beautiful collection that actually celebrates festivities. It's called Utsav.
Okay.
So it is directly aimed at people who are willing to just go back and, join the party in town.
Right.
That's pretty wonderful. And I think that the menswear to me is special, because I think menswear in India has always been associated with very loud, garish colors, velvet embroidery, sherwanis, things that men are not necessarily comfortable in. So we've done a beautiful range of kurtas, and they're all printed with just a little bit of embellishment. So I think it's perfect for the modern man who really wants to stand out and is willing to wear color.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a big shift in men today, that they're willing to wear a yellow or a pink or a green, and they're willing to experiment. But I think they are the kind of shoppers who, if they find one kind of silhouette works for them, they'll repeat that over time.
Nice. Masaba, you also launched your beauty cosmo wellness brand, Love Child. Tell us the motivation behind it, and what does it entail?
Love Child is actually my biggest passion project, I think, after House of Masaba. I don't think I've given my heart and soul to anything more than I have to Love Child. The name is very special. It comes from me, it comes from my personal story, from my background, and it's something that I really believe in, that if you've been given a tag, you have it in you to also overcome it.
Yeah.
And I think you overcome it by owning it. So Love Child is our beauty, skin and wellness brand. And we are 3 months old, so, very new, but very driven. We have a very cool, passionate young team. We're still finding our footing as to where we would like to be in the future in terms of positioning. But as of now, I think we're, one, extremely affordable, which I wanted to do. I think that there's a lot of young consumers out there who can't necessarily access the mother brand. So it's very important to me for them to be able to touch and feel this brand.
Right.
Why I say skincare and wellness is because eventually that will be the journey of the brand. We will launch skincare products. Wellness to me is, I think, a big part of beauty.
Absolutely.
Where if we're not feeling our best as women especially, we don't look our best.
Right.
So I think emotional, physical well-being is a big part of the brand. So we fulfill that through blogs. We make sure we give women enough recipes of healthy treats in the festive season, how to take care of yourself, how to take care of intimate hygiene, things that also haven't been spoken about by brands in India.
Yeah.
So I think we're front runners in that sense.
Well, looking forward. Tell me, Masaba, over the last 2 years, we have been all shopping online quite a bit. how has that been for you, online versus offline? You know, are you seeing traction in your online sales? Are people shopping from the website more, or is offline still the favorite ground?
So the e-commerce business has obviously become huge, but it became big probably towards the end of 2020 when people didn't have an option but to shop online if they wanted to shop. But today, as of 2022, and I think moving into 23, we'll be seeing an omni-channel kind of a setup, at least with the House of Masaba and Love Child. Even though Love Child is largely a digital-first brand, I think that, and I really believe that in India, if you want to be a success as a brand, you have to be present both online and offline. We do have House of Masaba stores across the country. Those numbers have also picked up drastically, and I'm talking about a huge percentage jump in the number of people walking in, the number of people shopping, so the conversions are very high. But I think when it comes to beauty, I feel like Love Child is still a digital-first brand. It has presence largely online, but as we move into more categories like face and eyes, where you need to really be trying on the product, you want to have a beauty advisor helping you out. I think we will definitely move into an omni-channel setup, but that's possibly a 3 to 5 year plan. But I do think that in India, because shopping is an event, and it is an event that you go to with your family and friends and everyone around you, I think the experience matters. But I do think that retail stores moving forward will have to be experience centers. They can't just be racks full of clothes and a dull atmosphere. I think when people walk into a store, they feel like they're giving you a piece of their time. So it has to be worth it, I guess.
Right. Yeah. One last question. What does being a leader mean to you?
It's, I think leadership is about being a chameleon, I guess, about constantly changing, adapting to situations, being a problem solver, and also being, I think, a beacon of light, you know, for the people that work with you, work for you. I think they should see you as somebody who is not just an inspiration, but is also somebody who is level-headed, not erratic, somebody who's got great temperament. So I think these are great qualities that I find in a leader, somebody who has the ability to be calm, make decisions, decisive, and also somebody who's confident, you know, because I know that sometimes what happens is that as a founder, you launch something and you say, could I have done it better? Or you do a project and you think, I should not have done it. But I think sometimes you just have to wear this cloak of confidence and just go right into it. And I think that's what a leader is.
It was great chatting with you, Masaba. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Completely out of time on tonight's conversation. If you have any feedback for us, do let us know. Our contact details on your screens in just a moment. Have a good night.